The story for Death Note is an intelligent high school student goes on a secret crusade to eliminate criminals from the world after discovering a notebook capable of killing anyone whose name he was written into it. At first, I really enjoyed this anime. It has good story, a really good story, a good mysterious characters, as well as good-hearted and honorable characters, and the character of Ryuk is priceless, and his love of apples is just a good laugh. They're always just nice, good, upbeat moments. The drama and scenarios are realistic for most of the series, and suspense is a killer when it gets to the high point of the series. The ending was a bit predictable, but at the same time poetic and tragic, and yet ironic, for, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, the main character set out to kill all criminals, but in doing so became one and died like one. Now, as much as I liked this anime, there were some things that did bother me with this. At first, the series had a sense of realism to it, and then things started getting out of hand and over the top. Characters writing in the notebook were animated like cliche anime fight scenes, complete with the wind lines on the frame and exaggerated movements. The character of L at first was this mysterious and tactical character. Then he became quirky, which was fine, but then he became a parody of himself and other Sherlock Holmes-inspired characters. And any other characters introduced after him were unoriginal and uninteresting. And eventually every character gets full of themselves and full of shit at the same time. The middle episodes in this 37-episode series were boring as hell and felt more like filler, and the content was nothing more than frivolous comedy. It was just not interesting. But once the Yotsuba group storyline comes in, the series gets interesting once more. My last complaint is that the series is too long. If it were shorter, there wouldn't be as much filler, and the storylines would have a decent length and wouldn't feel like they were running out of ideas, or just trying to catch up to the manga. But in the end, I did like the series. There are plenty of flaws, yes, but there are plenty of good things in this series that warrant a look into this series. Some I have mentioned already, but there are plenty I haven't, from the cinematography to the acting, and then some. Those are some of the greatest things of this thing. I'm not an expert on anime, and I haven't seen many of them, but I do recommend this one. I give this series 3 stars out of 5. Some may argue with me, but that's fine. Since I don't watch much anime, I am open to suggestions of which ones to watch, so feel free to comment on which ones I should watch next. Since it is more difficult to watch the Japanese live-action film series of live-action film of Death Note, I watched the American version. That will be my next review. And yeah, I know some of you don't like it. I know. I will tell you my opinion on the next video, and I will see you then. Bye.